Hello, my fellow Angels fans, and welcome back to a new episode of Angels Recap Off-Season Edition. Did you miss me?
Nope.
No? Whatever. So, the reason we were unable to make any other videos was because, well, there was nothing happening in the world of baseball. Baseball was locked out for 13 or 14 weeks and change. So, exactly 99 days. So, therefore, there were no free agent signings. And that means, obviously, we can't do anything. But with the lockout lifted, the Angels made a couple of signings just within the last couple of hours, and they did another minor league deal transaction as well. So let me just recap the entire offseason for y'all. Before the lockout, the Angels signed a couple of players, and there was an extension here too. The Angels signed Noah Syndergaard to a one-year deal worth about $20 million. You can see that one in my most recent Angels video, the signing of Thor. We also signed Aaron Loup to a 2-year, $17 million deal. He will be good for our bullpen, lefty sidearm thrower. Had a very good season last year with the Mets. I'll talk about that in a minute. We extended Raisel Iglesias. Huge deal there. 4 years and $58 million. We signed Tyler Wade to a minor league deal. Andrew Velazquez is a minor league deal. He'll probably be in AAA. Also was of the Yankees like Tyler Wade was. And then we signed earlier today to a 1-year, $1.5 million deal, Matt Duffy, formerly of the Chicago Cubs. And then the minor league deal of Austin Romine with invite to spring training. He'll be competing for a position with Kurt Suzuki, who was also brought back on a 1-year, $1.75 million deal, which for most Angels fans I talk to is very perplexing.
Correct!
All right, let's get into more of the details on all of the free agents that we have signed. Let's start with Aaron Loup, who was our second free agent acquisition. So Aaron Loup has been in this league for a few years. He played in 71 games in 2014, which was a career high. And then in last year, in 2021, he played the second most games in a season in his career of 65. So in 65 games, Aaron Loup had 6 wins and no losses, an ERA totaling .95, which is ridiculous. He had a FIP. FIP, think of it as take away the pitcher's defenders and how well is he able to strike out the batters. FIPs in the 3s are very good, and that is what Mr. Loup had. I actually had a FIP of just under 2.5 for a career FIP of 3.36, which is very, very good. Within the last few years, Aaron Loup has had FIPs hovering around 3.5. He had a 3.83 FIP, but that was because of COVID-shortened season. His best career FIP actually occurred in 2019 when he pitched with the San Diego Padres, where he had a FIP total of 2.01.
Impressive.
So, very impressive. His WHIP, which is essentially walks, hits divided by innings pitched. If these are at 1 or under, those are very good. His WHIP last year was .935, which is good, and his WHIP is sub 1.2, so pretty solid there. Very good pickup here by Perry Minasian, and should really solidify the back end of the pen. Use him probably in the 6th inning. That would probably be his best position, or maybe a 7th inning guy. Let's discuss Tyler Wade next. I still don't remember if it was a free agency or trade or how he got here to the Angels. So Tyler Wade is not the biggest name in baseball. He does not hit for power whatsoever. He is like a big stolen base threat. He is ridiculously fast. In terms of his stolen base totals, let's see, he had a grand total. He was caught stealing 6 times last year. Yeah, and he had 17 stolen bases. So that was a career high for Wade in a season. In other seasons, he only had as high as 7 in 2019. He was primarily up and down between AAA with the Yankees in those years past. So again, not much to expect with Tyler Wade. He'll probably play second base if he starts in a game. He'll wear number 14, so keep your eye on that. Aaron Loop will wear number 28. So as I said, Tyler Wade, not the biggest name, no power, but can hit for some contact, elite speed on the bases. Watch for that. Well, that is until he crosses the plate when he scores a run. So Matt Duffy, who we signed just a few hours ago, he's not young, but he is a pretty solid player. He is going into his age 31 season. He's pretty much your average baseball player. His career stats in a 162 game season would be a batting average of 283, which is solid, an OPS plus, which if you have an OPS plus of 100 or above, you are average to above average. His career OPS plus is 98, so he's hovering right around average. Defensively, he's about average to above average. Not a ton of power. His 162 game average for a season would be 8 home runs, and the most he's ever hit in a season is 12. So not much there. Don't look for power with Matt Duffy, but he does have, for a 162 game average, 59 RBIs. So that's pretty good. We're not hoping to expect a ton out of Matt Duffy, but I think he should, as I said, provide us some good defense if he plays at second base or shortstop. You could probably use them. You could probably interchangeably rotate him with David Fletcher in the middle infield, so that's good. So let's keep our eye on Matt Duffy. As I looked on the Angels website, he's going to wear number 50, which is interesting. I thought he'd wear number 5. All right, and then let's talk about Austin Romine. Austin Romine, who we signed from the Detroit Tigers. He is the brother, actually, of Andrew Romine, who some of you Angels fans might remember from the early 2010s. All right, let's find some stats for Andrew Romine. Andrew Romine hit 217 in 60 games with the Chicago Cubs with a lone homer and 5 RBIs. He was never much of an offensive known player in baseball, only a 238 career batting average in 1,222 lifetime at-bats, 28 career home runs, 157 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases. So not much to report there. The most home runs he's ever hit in a season was 10, and that was with the Yankees in 2018. So as I said earlier, he'll compete with for the backup job with Kurt Suzuki. Us Angels fans hope that Austin Romine would win because we need good defense behind the plate because catchers are supposed to catch the ball.
That is correct.
Barring any new free agent acquisitions at pitcher, I think our starting 6 is going to look like this. At the first spot, we have, of course, Shohei Ohtani. What's new there? We have at number 2, Noah Syndergaard. At 3, you could probably use Patrick Sandoval. Number 4 could be Michael Lorenzen, very local to the Orange County area. Number 5, we could probably see Jose Suarez. And 6 would be Reed Detmers. You may remember Detmers from the short stretch of games he played. He's now the number 1 prospect for the Angels on MLB Pipeline, and I think in all of baseball as well. So I say Reed Detmers at 6 because Griffin Canning was throwing a bullpen today and he suffered a setback. He had a back issue. He aggravated his back. Chris Rodriguez is still throwing bullpens. He feels better. We could probably see him maybe in the spring or early summer. So that's my 6-man rotation. Now let's take a look at our bullpen. I would say for closer, of course, we have Rizal. Your setup guy should be Austin Warren or Michael Myers. Mike Myers. You could probably use those guys interchangeably between innings 7 and 8. For inning 6, keep Andrew Wantz there unless he starts in AAA, or roll with Aaron Loop, the new free agent acquisition. For just a guy who wants to clean up the mess early on and one of your not as good relievers, I would say use Jose Quijada in that situation.
Yep.
Or if you want to use Jaime Barria, if he's up, you can do that as well. I'm not sure how that will work. But yes, I think In a normal circumstance, your bullpen should be a combination of Iglesias, Warren, Mayers, Wantz, Loop, and Quijada. And let's probably throw in Jaime in there as well. So that makes a grand total of 13. Now for the batting orders. As we know with Joe Madden, he can get a bit creative with his lineups. And now, one disappointing thing is that we did not give a contract to Phil Goslin. He would have been so good for the lefty to face lefties. So, bye-bye Phil Goslin, we will miss you. A lot of these spots could be interchangeable. I would say you should put Fletcher at number 1. Nope. You should have Trout at 2, Ohtani at 3, Rendon is 4th, Jared Walsh bats 5th. Let's have Justin Upton bat 6th, Joe Adele 7th, Tyler Wade or Matt Duffy if they play second base bat 8th, Max Stassi bats 9th, or you could use those interchangeably. That's my ideas of the lineup. You're welcome to make a different opinion if you want to. So that's the lineups. Now at positions, now let's talk about who's going to solidify what positions. If we don't start Upton, I would say have Marsh in left, Trout in center, or Adele in right.
Yes.
Or you could switch around Adele and Marsh. That's okay. I also would say at infield, Anthony Rendon, of course, at third, Fletcher at short, Matt Duffy or Tyler Wade at second base, Jared Walsh at first, Max Stassi is your catcher, play Kurt Suzuki or Austin Romine as your backups.
Yep.
Alright, that is my positions. Oh, I'm so looking forward to this season, everybody. How about you? So that's my opinions. This is officially our last night of no baseball. Preseason action kicks off tomorrow, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. All right, everybody, let's get ready for the new baseball season. Opening night will be on April 7th against the despised Astros. Oh, I might go to that game. That's it for this episode. Remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Leave your comments down below. Click the bell to be notified when new content gets posted. I have a Quackcast episode coming out for you pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Remember, let's have a good night. Stay safe. Go Angels! And let's get ready for another season of baseball.